Hello everyone, it's Amy, and I am here to do Mixed Media Morsels 21, which is the Doodles morsels. And I just thought that I'd bring you along while I mess around with it. What I'm going to do first is I have some Silks paints, and I'm going to use this as Jasmine and Emperor's Gold and Snapdragon. And I've already shook these up so that they'd get mixed. The gold does not look mixed very well, so I'm going to give it another quick shake. And I'm just going to get some color on the background of some papers here. And I think I'm going to use just the corner of a makeup brush to put it on there. I've actually never used my silks before. This is the first time. Oh, and they actually are just beautiful soft colors. This is going to make for a wonderful background. Get a little bit of purple in here. Maybe I should use a brush or even just use my finger. Oh, they blend over top of each other very nicely. And I got some little swirls on there from the edge of my... I hope that this is in shot. Yeah, it looks like it is. A little more of the purple over here. I think I'm just going to put a little bit of gold, mostly purple and pink. So, there we go. And thank you to everybody that's been watching my videos. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, so that's really cool. I really appreciate you all. And I appreciate all of the comments and the support. It makes it very nice. When I first started on YouTube, I did it for a challenge that I was entering, and you had to put up a video. I had never done one before. And I didn't even understand about subscribers and that type of thing. And yeah, I never had any idea that I would wind up doing videos like this and having so many subscribers. And it really is, it's quite wonderful. It's very nice to know that people enjoy watching what you do. I know I have always enjoyed watching other videos. So, and I think I might still be off screen. I hope not. Now we'll add a little bit of this gold. This gold, I don't know if you can see, kind of almost looks like it has a little bit of purple in it. In its coloring, at least. We'll just put a little gold between the colors here. And I got out my handmade drawer unit of the stamps, the mini stamps that I made. And so that I'm going to put some stamping on here. Oh, the nice thing about these too is they just like, you put them on there and they're dry. Well, maybe just put a little bit more gold down here. Excuse me. But, yeah, so everything's going well here. And I'm just trying to get caught up on my mixed media morsels. I'm only a couple behind. That's not too bad. I'll put these away before I spill them, because I will. I was playing with some sprays the other day, and I opened one up to like do a little splatter, and yeah, when I went to put the top back on, there it went. So it went all over the place. Now I have this stencil, and it is a TCW Dina Wakley stencil. I'm just going to put a little bit of that on there with what? I think I'm just going to use, no, let's use a color. Let's use blue. This is sky blue. And we'll just put this on here. The only thing is, better rub it off just a little bit. I don't want it to be too thick or I don't like when my stencils get gloppy. Or, you know, like when you put it through and the paint gets kind of gloppy. I like it to be kind of crisp. And that's all just in what you like, you know. In mixed media, you know, gloppy is not necessarily bad. So having things be just basically, it would make them a little fuzzy. And with mixed media, sometimes that's what you want. You want that background to be kind of fuzzy. But I just prefer it to be a little bit more crisp. I can always put a little gesso on it if I want to fade it up a little bit. I'm just kind of putting the extra on my stencil here, because when I did it on the paper it took too much off. I did some over here on some paper and it took it off. So there we go. Yeah, that's a nice little bit of background. Let's put some numbers on this side. And I have a feeling I might have made that too thick, but we'll find out. And being that this is not opaque, it's, you know, really kind of blending in. That's wonderful. Ooh, yeah, I like the way that that looks. Put just a couple more right over here. Yeah. Alrighty. So, oh, I see. The numbers at the top are further apart and they get closer together as you get to the bottom. I thought there was something that looked different about those letters down there. I think I'm going to leave it just like that as far as stencils go. And then I'm going to get into my drawers here of stamps and pick something to put on here. Let's see. Oh, I like these. I like these dots. Little butterflies are pretty cute. I really like the birds too. Let's do the 3 birds. Alright, let's use some black stays on and see what we want to do. I think I want to do dots. And I did get out a whole bunch of, well, I got my whole drawer system of the little stamps, which is a small drawer system. But I got out like 3 pieces of paper to do a few of them. But I think I'm just going to work on one. Just kind of get lighter and lighter as we go. And I don't know if you can hear the table squeaking or not. It's funny, every time I press down it squeaks. And then I think maybe we'll just put a few butterflies. And if I put them on the lighter spots, well, you can get a lot of ink off the lid. Guess my head's a little fuzzy this morning. But a few nice dark butterflies right where we have the light dots. That looks cute. And I think one more, because everything looks better in odd numbers. There. And there we go. That's our background. I'm going to give this a quick shot with the heat gun, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got it all dry, and I did, before I dried it, I added a few little flowers on here, just because I thought it needed a little something more. And now I'm going to just start putting my doodles on it. When Kat did hers, she put some little die cuts on it, but I decided that for the start at least I just want to doodle around what I've stamped, and then we'll kind of go from there and see if we want any die cuts to put on there, but I don't think so. And so I'm just going to kind of put a little few swirls inside some of these circles, just randomly around the page. And they don't have to be perfect in any way, shape, or form. That's the whole point of doodling, is to just play. Like that. I think that's good. And then, what next? And I just got out some white paint pens. This is just an Elmer's paint pen. It's absolutely my favorite. And I just got some more. And these I think are also Elmer's. I don't see the name on it, but I thought it was Elmer's. But this one I don't like as well. This one has like a felt tip, and this one has like a plastic tip. This is actually a hard plastic, and the paint just comes down around it, and I don't really care for it. While I was waiting for the first part to upload, because I have to upload in small segments, I kind of played with another one, and I did find out that those silks really stain your fingers, because I have washed that, and I can't get it off. So that's one thing to know about those. Now I think that we'll go with, this is a Faber-Castell Gold, and I'm thinking maybe I will outline my butterflies with the gold. See how this looks. Okay, it's just very, very light, but it does show up a little bit, and I kind of just like the way that that blends in. So I am going to do all three of them that way. And really it's just about playing. You just enjoy yourself, create something, and enjoy the process. Put a little part in the middle where the body is. That really, really blends in, but it will give it a little bit of sparkle. I think my best friend here is going to be the white with the darkness that I have on here. But let's try a little bit of silver Faber-Castell. Yeah, that doesn't show up at all either, so those are out. Back to the white. Maybe let's put some little crosses in the center here. And those are definitely not very straight. But that's okay. That's what makes things look homemade, when they're not perfect or handmade. There we go. Okay, I think I like that so far. But now I have to figure out just exactly what else I'm going to do with it, because I really don't know. Well, I'm going to start, because one thing I know I want to do, so that I don't forget, I am going to just use my StazOn and put a black edge on it. I will probably do some kind of a white border. But putting the black around the edge does just, even though it's not super noticeable, it really makes it stand out. You wouldn't think so, but it really makes a difference. But I didn't want a huge black edge because it's already so dark. A lot of times I'll go around it with my like Sharpie black pen and put quite a dark line around it. Or thicker line, I guess I should say. This is just really the edging. There. Oh, I won't forget to do that. Put that on upside down. There we go. Okay, so we'll use some of our white with the butterflies. Maybe I'll use this ultra fine white one. And I did notice you have to mix them really, really good, this one, because it was coming out kind of like water yesterday. So make sure that it's started. And let's see, what shall we do? Let's put some oh, that looks kind of cute. And the Faber-Castell is running into it. The gold is from where I put the body. But that's all right. This gives a little bit more dimension. The only thing I have to be careful of is I have to be careful not to touch where I just went because this takes a little while to dry. I'm just wiping this tip off a little bit because that gold got on it and I don't want it to mix the next time I use it. And let's see, maybe we'll go, let's put some little dots on our flowers. And you can just, with your doodling, you can just go on and on and on. And eventually you get to a point where you look at it and think, yeah, I like that, that's just perfect. And that's where you quit. Oh, and I don't even know what to talk about today. It's really overcast today here, but sometimes it looks like it's going to rain, which on one hand it gives me more time to play, and on the other hand I was going to go work in my garden today, so we'll see what happens. I might just be stuck in the house playing. Wouldn't that just be terrible? But the weather's finally just getting nice enough to be able to work in my garden a little bit. And it really needs it. There we go. I've got some dots on all the flowers. Every little bit that you put on there just adds to what you're doing, just adds to the look. So this is what we've got so far. And I think that it's turning out nicely. That was Papa's bell, so I have to go, and I will be right back with some more. Okay, so I'm back. I just printed off a couple of words that say enjoy life. Usually when I'm going to add words to something, I almost always add the words after I've done the page, and it just all depends on like what I'm feeling like at that point in time. So I usually don't do the words beforehand. And this is just kind of what I'm feeling like today. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that gold and I'm just going to actually maybe put some lines across here. Basically, I'm just going to doodle on my words. Hold on one moment. Okay, sorry about that. My niece and nephew live next door in Papa's old house, and he's just getting ready to go to work, and the dogs heard the door shut. So I went ahead and I finished putting the stripes on the Enjoy, and then I also put some silver ones between the gold, and I'm going to do the same thing with the other word. Just put stripes on it. So, but yeah, I'm in a good mood today. Just very kind of lackadaisical, actually. Enjoying myself. Enjoying the doodles. There we go. So we've got silver and gold, and then I am going to go over that. Let's see. I'm going to go over the words with a black pen, and I have to grab my glasses because I can't see without them. They're not far though. I'll be right back. Okay, got my glasses. Those letters are just way too small for me to see without them. But yeah, the gold and the silver did not want to color the black. On my page. But on here, it really faded it out. So we'll just go over it with a pen. Be all set. That's one thing that I used to, excuse me, if I would have done this before, I would have thought that, oh no, I ruined the words, and I would have reprinted them, and I would have stopped the lines at each edge of the letter so that I didn't go over them. And just in watching everybody doing their doodles and their journaling and everything, you learn a lot. Like, instead of starting over, just get a pen and color the black back in. That seems silly, but it's just something that I really never used to think of. So there's that. And now I am going to take this pen, and this must have come from some wedding set, and I think I've even said this before. Yeah, it says groom to love, marriage. I don't know what pen this is. It has no kind of markings on it, but this is the best pen. And it so upsets me because when it runs out, I'm not going to be able to replace it because I don't know what it is. And it is starting to run out as we speak. Okay. I'm going to go take care of Papa, finish putting the edges on these words, and see what they look like on my page before I put them down. Because after looking at them here, I'm not really sure. Let's put this one on and see. And this is what it looks like. So, I don't know. I'll have to think about it, and I'll be back in a minute. And here is my finished piece. I went ahead and I did the gold lines, and then I did silver between them, and it totally did not look right with the background. So then I used a purplish color pit marker and did that between the golds and the silvers. and that was too dark, still didn't blend. So I almost trashed it and started over, and then I got to thinking about how translucent the silks are. So then I took the pink silk, went across the whole thing with that. That made it so that it actually would blend, and so this is what we have. I put a border around the edge with the white marker, glued on the words, and then went around those in white. This is a little bit dark. The words especially are a little bit dark, and I could have changed it, but I decided to leave it as it was because this is for my Mixed Media Morsels book, and it will remind me later what I probably should have done. And I thought about it, but I didn't do it. I probably should have used a little bit of gesso and just went over the page before I started my doodling, just to kind of tone it down a little bit. So I left it this way, and I'm still happy with it. It looks good. It's just a little on the dark side, and but it will remind me next time to really think about, do I want to use the gesso or not. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy my Mixed Media Morsels 21, I believe, and that's the doodling. Thanks, Kat, for all of the fun, and I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.